relatively terrible. You asked me a question earlier, right?
Mm.
And we talked about. Let me kind of back up and talk about Metal Gear Solid again, just really quickly, right?
Yep.
Now I mentioned to him to 2099 that I personally would not get the. I don't think I'm going to get the remake or whatever it is. We don't even know what it is. I don't. I've never been a fan of CGI trailers ever. Like I've never been a fan of that. It makes no sense for me to be a fan of that. And I played the game and beaten Metal Gear Solid 3 6 times. Three with the original release and three with the subsistence release. Plus I played the multiplayer on my shitty ass internet connection back then. So I really it was really the most of the use. I used as much as I could with that game. Now my problem here is that I may get the three remakes, right? I may get that because I kind of like how they. I don't want them touching things that I remember a certain way. You know, I dealt with this with the Shadow of the Colossus remake or remaster. What I guess it's remake, where they changed like the animations for the main character, the Wanderer. He couldn't. His face didn't move when he was
Mm.
running. He didn't look tired or exacerbated when he was running. They just a lot of things, and then he looked like a Chucky doll on top of it. Like so, wasn't the Colossus was great? It was just him. So I don't want you changing the color grading. I don't want a remixed or a remastered. Just connect all the worlds together so I don't have a loading screen from area to area. If you're going to do that, but in terms of the remake, I'd buy the remastered ones over the remake. Now, the other question that you asked me, right, was what? What did I think about? There was a particular game.
Alan Wake 2.
Oh, this is going to be fucking salacious. I'm trying to figure out that if this game is called Alan. Wait, well, I didn't even say anything yet.
Go ahead, yo.
Well, I didn't say nothing.
I just go ahead, yo. Just go ahead. Yo.
Who was that bitch? She was shown 77%, I counted, of that demo or video or whatever the case is. And I'm just curious as to who is she? And why isn't that called Shaniqua? Wait. Ooh, that does sound xenophobic, doesn't it? Huh. I am black, though. So, I don't know. Self-hating, maybe? But either way, um, on a serious note, it doesn't make any sense.
Soon as just for context, soon as that shit came up on the screen, we watched it together in the Twitter space. Soon as that shit came up on the screen, I said, "Oh my god, Alyssa gonna have a field day with this shit." As soon as I seen the black lady with the curly hair, the one that they put in every game,
The same black archetype over and over again. It's the same one. She kind of shapely, kind of, but you can't tell because they don't want you to man gaze, you know. So they put a whole bunch of shit on top of her. You know, she had to have the curly hair. I don't know if they were. I don't know if it was the lace front. I don't know, but maybe it was. So and look, everybody go be like, I told you that nigga was he look at him. He's xenophobic against black people. Black people exist. Black women exist. It's not that. It's just kind of weird. Y'all find it weird that the game's called Alan Wake and you're playing a whole different character. Y'all don't find that weird. Even if you take all that away, pandering, whatever the hell you want to call it, the game still is very similar to most AAA games. I'm just tired of seeing the formula, the over-the-shoulder view, the
this
walking
game
with the
reminded me
guns
a lot
down.
of Resident Evil 4 remake.
It's
I'm not gonna
bro for real. I
lie.
like the same over-the-shoulder hand. She has a pistol with one hand, and she's walking through a forest. How many times are we going to see this? Like how many times? And just it it's look. I know I was playing at the beginning, but to be honest with you, if it was Alan Wake walking through the forest with the one hand, one handgun, and he has both hands on the handgun. He's walking. It just looks, it screams I'm trying to capitalize on another type of game that was popular, and that's what I'm gonna do. You know what I'm saying? And then coupled with the weirdness of your main character is not, you know, not visible through most of the trailer. It's kind of strange to me. You know what I mean? Like Alan Wake isn't known for that, and then Alan Wake was never that big anyway, so it didn't sell that much on the Xbox 360, and it's like okay,
Maybe that's why they trying to make it look like Resident Evil though, because to me, Alan Wake, like even the way he looked, I didn't even realize that was Alan Wake.
yeah, he looked dirty,
He looked
pop,
kind of he looked kind of like Carlos from Resident Evil 3. He reminded me a lot of Carlos from Resident Evil
with the
3.
wet hair and shit. Now you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's the same white gruff guy, right?
Listen, there's more black people to exist. Look, I'm sorry, I gotta say this. There are more black women on the earth than just a brown skinned woman that's thick with curly hair. There are more black women.
If this lady came out looking like that black bitch from Wakanda, bald head, you get the chef kiss from me. That's what I'm looking for. Like if you're gonna go all the way, go all the way. It's always this caramel complexion. You know what I mean? I don't want to offend either. I don't want her too dark because I don't want white people getting pissed, and I don't want her too light so the black people won't get pissed. So we're gonna put this chick in the middle. We're gonna put curly hair, which that was not a C3 curl, by the way. That was something of a mulatto. Because I have C3 curls, and that's definitely not it. So she's definitely mixed with something, or it's not hers, regardless of the matter. And it you just keep making the same curly hair. But why don't you just have straight hair? Oh, I know why you won't have straight hair, because the black people will get pissed. Oh my God, they try to whitewash. So it's like, oh, you damned if you do, damned if you don't. Just make any fucking character. Find a black person on the street and just say, hey, you, come here. Can I scan your face real quick? Don't even ask any questions. Just randomly. Just grab one of them niggas up and just scan their face and then keep it moving. Don't even ask no questions. Don't think about PR or anything on the table. Just start scanning random people. Y'all doing too much. But I'm playing, but I'm halfway serious. These games are looking generic. That's the part I'm serious about. Not because it's a black character, not because it's him that looks like Leon mixed with Carlos. It's just generic looking. The same walking through everything. What game did they show where they were walking? It was a Sony game. They forced you to walk. We were just talking about that shit.
Spider-Man, the slow walking on Spider-Man.
All right, we'll get to that.
Yeah, we saved that for last.
Yeah.
Right, so next, Assassin's Creed Mirage. Let me just say, I was disappointed by how this game looked.
Another salacious.
It looked worse than Origins, and Origins was like 2 or 3 games ago. Like it just didn't. It didn't look like next gen. And somebody said, well, it's cross gen. A lot of games are cross gen, but they don't look like that. Now I'm not saying the game look bad. It just doesn't look like it belongs on a PS5 or Series X. And it looked kind of generic. I was just kind of disappointed by the way that Mirage looked. I still might get it because I haven't brought Assassin's Creed game. The last Assassin's Creed game I brought was Black Flag, because they have just became so cookie cutter that I got bored of playing them. So I might check this one out. I'm not sure, but I was kind of disappointed by it. What you think?
When I first saw it, I was like, somebody. And then as the show kept going on, I start realizing, oh, so things can get worse.
Yeah,
I see. I thought it was an ugly game. Graphically, I thought it was bad. It looked very similar to Origin, whatever setting that they're in. And then I saw Spider-Man 2, and I was like, it's not that bad. Huh. It's funny how that works. I'm not a fan of Assassin's Creed, right? Not a fan.
Mm-hmm.
I have one of them. And it's not because of the typical people that, Assassin's Creed, cookie cutter map, the same map litter. I just wasn't a fan of it. I wasn't a fan of it back in the PS3 era.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not a fan of it now, really. Just not a fan. And that's cool. No hate, no shade to it. just not really feeling it like that, and that's just what it boils down to.
All right, they dropped the ball on that. But moving along, Dragon's Dogma 2. I did not play the first one, so I don't have much to say about Dragon's Dogma. It did look really good. I'm definitely gonna buy it, but I didn't play the first one, so I don't have a lot of input about how this one looks. So, what you think about that?
This Dragon's Dogma. Let me see here. I'm gonna take a look. Dragons, but for what I can remember, um, I was not impressed. I think the original Dragon's Dogma was was good looking. Like it was. Like I'm looking at it now, right? You got these close ups and these cut scenes and stuff like that. I'm looking at how many cut scenes this shit is actually. But the gameplay, didn't the original Dragon's Dogma you were able to walk on the enemies and chop them? Or did I dream that?
I don't know. I've never played that game. I've always heard great things about it, but I just never got around to play
I think Dragon's
it.
Dogma is one where you jump onto the enemy, you can slash it. To me, it just I have been there and done. It looked like Dragon Age. That's what this game looks like. That's what I thought it looked like. Dragon Age. This
You know
shit.
what? Maybe that's what I'm thinking about. I mean, I
Abs-
haven't played Dragon Age either, but maybe that's what I'm thinking about because I don't even remember
Dragon's
playing that.
Dogma looks like you can jump on the enemy and slash their leg off and shit. It was kind of like somebody said it was like Shadow of the Colossus, sort of
Mm.
quasi. And when I'm looking at this, it's giving me Dragon Age Inquisition. That's what it's giving me in terms of when I see it at first sight. I, no, I won't buy it. Nope.
All right, let's quickly group this all together, and then we're gonna get to the last three, the three most important things I guess people would say. So, Five Nights at Freddy, Resident Evil 4 Remake, Arizona Sunshine 2, Crossfire, Sierra Squad, Synapse, Beat Saber, all PSVR 2 titles that took up at least 20 to 30 minutes. A lot of time on PSVR 2. Still nothing that made me say I want to get one by Christmas, which was my original goal. But I'm all but surely not buying that shit this year because the software is just not there yet. So, what did you think about PSVR 2 presentation?
It's about as good as you get with VR. I tried VR and all right. Another extremely hot take, right?
Mm.
Is that the problem with VR is you it can't just be you in an environment looking around and that's your selling point. You know what I mean? It has to be a reason why you're going into a virtual space. So
Mm-hmm.
kind of like the Half-Life Alex where you can pick up anything you want. You got to feel like you're in the environment and none of these games have that interaction that you feel like you're in an environment and you can touch anything and stuff because that's how it's supposed to feel. But you are limited because our human brain can't accept seeing things and then doing things separately. It's like a disconnect, which makes you feel sick. You know what I mean? You're looking around, that feels realistic, but then arms are not your arms are not doing what you think it should be doing within the environment, and your brain has an issue with that, and it makes you sick. And usually it has a violent reaction, usually with vertigo or just nausea, and you just can't. VR is you would have to keep trying VR until your body gets used to it because it's one of those things. But like, I don't think that the technology's ready yet. It has to be ready at some point, but you have to have a game that really use it. I should be able to pick up anything within the environment and throw it and have. I don't. You could cut down on the graphics to do all this shit too, but I just don't. Not feeling it. Mm-mm.
Yeah, kind of my sentiments. I just feel like at this point, all of the games, with the exception of Horizon, they all look just like two on rails, and it's just not enough to justify me paying $500 or $600 or however much it costs. Um, It's just not. I just think the software is not there yet. I think that I think that they are capable of maybe making something more immersive, but the software is just, like I look at Iron Man that was on the first PSVR, and then I look at every PSVR 2 game, and it's just like I want to play Iron Man. It looks really good. Why doesn't the rest of these games look as immersive? So I mean, I don't know. I guess the software just needs to catch up. But so they finally revealed the new
Oh, you broke up. Hello?
the system that they revealed, the new Sony handheld. It is Wi-Fi only and streaming only. Um, so what did you think about that?
Um, that this was a whole fucking waste of money. Waste of money. Waste of time. Waste of time. What purpose is it? What is the purpose?
All right, let me tell you why I'm buying it. And I want to preface that with saying, like I said in my Twitter space earlier, I don't think anybody should buy this. I don't think anybody should pay attention. I don't think anybody should ever share anything with this on it. It is a complete cash grab. It is a scam, and nobody should buy it. With that being said, I am gonna buy it because sometimes, sometimes I like to, like after a long day of work, I don't want to sit in the living room, which is where all of my systems are located, and sit on the couch and play the game. Sometimes I would like to be able to lean back, in my bed and just play a couple games of Fortnite before I go to sleep, or get on there and download something, or just for me, just being around the house, I will find some use in it. Like when I'm going to take my kids outside on my front porch while my kids is outside playing with water guns and shit. In Texas, it's always hot. So while it's 100 degrees outside, they playing with water guns and shit. I could be sitting on the porch too, still playing Spider-Man. You dig? So for me, I'm going to get some use out of it, but I don't think that anybody should buy it. Now, that's why I'm buying it, because I will find some use out of it by being a lazy motherfucker in the house and sitting on my porch and stuff like that. But continue.
If that shit does not have a processor in there to process some games, yo, what is it? A new controller, so you can walk around the house? Like, what is
Yeah, the
it?
streaming only puzzle me. I don't know why they made it streaming only. They should at least allow you to download your PS5 games and play them, even if they look downgraded.
It's basically a controller with a screen on it.
Yeah, and the design is so fucking lazy. Really? They really just put a fucking screen in the middle of a PS5 controller. That is the definition of a cash grab.
So, but I'll give them props on the earbuds. You know what I mean?
I was going to talk about that next. So yeah, the earbuds, they look pretty cool.
Yeah, I do like it, but they're not getting any money from me though. No. No.
You not buying the earbuds?
Nope. You show me some games without the DEI shit too.
Bro, they might have actually improved the sound on the Metal Gear Solid collection. There you go. Can you imagine how immersive that is?
No.
Hearing Otacon in your ear.
My headphones are much better. Yo, Alan Wake is digital only. It will not launch on a physical disc.
Really?
Yep. They keep
Breaking
the game.
news. So that's real, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's been rumored on the showcase list, which we don't know if they're true or not, but the Xbox showcase list said it's coming to Game Pass. So, I mean, if it's coming to Game Pass, then fuck it. I'm not gonna buy it anyway. But I was looking forward to adding it to the collection before I found out that it might be on Game Pass. But that's kind of weird. Like, why the fuck is it not launching with a physical?
They keep the price down. They said, and basically they know that this game is kind of cash grabby.
Yeah, and the first one didn't sell that well anyway, so it kind of makes sense.
Yeah, they're not going to manufacture the game, which is going to eat into the profits.
Yeah, that's true.
That's what that's all about.
So, all right. So, do you want to talk about Spider-Man? I have a lot to say about this game, but if you want to, you can go first with your thoughts on it.
You want me to go first?
Yeah, you go first because I'm kind of, you know how I feel about Spider Man. I got to get my heart rate down. I got to really lock in and get into the mindset. You know what I'm saying? So you go ahead, Spider Man too.
Whoever came up with this whole what do you call it? What is it called? Showcase and
This
said that
curated, this curated gameplay demo.
and they thought no, I'm gonna get to the demo. Whoever came up with this showcase and thought let's have 97% of the showcase basically third party games. We know that people are going to come out looking at us. It's going to be all eyes. All of these publishers are going to pay us all this money because this is advertising space. So that means we don't have to do shit except show Spider-Man because that's all the people really want. They don't want anything else but Spider-Man. And so that we're going to make them watch it until the end, and then they're going to show. Whoever thought that demo was fire needs to be fired. They need to be fired. From the fur that they had on Craven was so poor. The fact that you made CB curls, so three C curls for Miles Morales, and you somehow missed the mark by making fur on Craven. That shit looked horrible. I knew from the start that you showed Craven, he almost looks like he's not supposed to be in that universe, but then there's Rhino, so I let it go. Right? But then the graphics weren't really that good for the characters, right? The streets were not populated that much at all. So we're looking at like PS1 type shit. Not PS1, excuse me, my bad. PS4 type shit on what they can cover because of they have to allocate certain graphics to other things. The city does look more populated. I've recently played, I'm not populated, it looks more detailed. I recently played Spider-Man before, so I'm like, all right, cool. But then it's the same gameplay that we've played the whole time. All the way back to PS2 when they could render a city. It's the same area, and it's been like this, and you don't have the like. Where's the day and night cycle and the different activities per time of day? Why does the water look like that? Why is he using the same old animations? Why am I not that impressed with the symbiote? You know what I mean? And that's not because of the art style. It's just like you have a combo that can grab dudes and okay. You know what I mean? It just was it wasn't it was an 8. It was above average, I give you that. But then it stopped there, and it's more like set pieces again with the set pieces. Again and again with the fucking set pieces, man. And this is why I was telling people before, you guys PlayStation fans rely so much on cutscenes that you guys like seem to like avoid gameplay. It's like you guys watch cutscenes and you don't really play games. It's like you like the only reason why I will be invested in picking this game up because the graphics aren't hitting. It looks worse than Forbidden West. In terms of like the clarity and everything like that. I saw shimmering in Miles Morales' eyes or whatever he had for his suit, which means that the resolution is probably lower than 4K already. But even if it was a good striking light source for the sun being like, close to dusk, but it just wasn't it. The only reason why I will be invested in the game is if I want to see how the story continues, or why does Peter Parker has that fucking nasty ass suit. You know what I'm saying? That's the only reason why I will be invested in there. But if you take away the story, this is why I asked all the PlayStation guys, and I have it. Don't come at me talking about I'm not a PlayStation fan. I'm an Xbox because y'all niggas don't have an Xperia Mark III. You don't have an Xperia. I'm sorry. You don't have an Xperia One Mark III phone that I paid $1,300 for. Y'all don't have Sony Explode speakers in your car. Y'all don't have the Sony headset or what do you call that shit for cars? I don't even remember that shit. It's so old. Um, Head unit. There we go. Y'all don't have the Sony head units. You know what I'm saying? Y'all don't have the Sony headphones. And I mean headphones, not the Pulse. I mean real MDR ones. Y'all don't have that. Y'all don't have the Sony TVs typically. Y'all will probably get the Samsung one or a Roku TV. Like I'm all about the Sony shit. So you can't say that I'm not. But I'm gonna tell you right now, Sony fans, if you take away the gameplay, I'm sorry, if you take away the cutscenes, then what are you doing exactly? So you're basically going through set piece and swinging, and set piece and swinging, and then fighting with the same combos that you're probably going to use because it's not that deep of a system. Let's be honest about it. The game got an 80 something for a reason, in terms of people, and because the story is great, but then like the gameplay is. I get that the swinging feels great. I get it. You guys like the swinging. It feels nice. It feels nice. You know what I'm saying? But you still need to make a competent, like, fighting a fighting system. You know what I'm saying? And there's other aspects to the game, but cutscenes, and a lot of Sony fans will sit there and look at me and be like, "Whoa, you need to have both. You need to have both. You need to no shit, Sherlock. You need to have both." But that's not what Sony's doing. They are prioritizing cutscenes over gameplay.
Mm-hmm.
Now they're not. Now they're adding extra gameplay to the game. And it started with Ghost of Tsushima, and it continued with Horizon. And both of those games is just like people are just like Even Days Gone had a complex system that was worthy of any other open world games. But the other games prior to it, even Horizon Zero Dawn, had very simple systems.
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of they wanted it to be like mass marketed and anybody could pick it up or whatever the case is, and they realized that ain't the way to go. When you take a Nintendo game, see, this is why Nintendo was able to have a state of play. I'm sorry, not state of play. They were able to have like a demonstration, and it had nothing to do with story. Just straight 20 minutes of gameplay, or Elden Ring, straight 20 minutes of gameplay, because they didn't need to rely on flashy cutscenes. Overall, it's like watching a comic. It's an interactive comic, is what this game is, and graphically, it's okay. I'll check it again and watch it in 4K on the PlayStation website, but I wasn't impressed. For them to keep that at the end of this raggedy ass showcase, and then have a C-rated demonstration, I wasn't with it.
All right, so as the resident Spider stan, I'm gonna start off with the stuff that I didn't like first. So first thing that I didn't like about it
Water.
was that it looked. Stop. I thought the water looked great. I will always disagree with you on that. That water in Spider-Man looked amazing.
Nope, I'm about to show you screenshots, man. That shit look
I
trash.
loved it. But the game graphically looks exactly like Miles Morales, and that was 3 years ago.
Don't say
Doesn't
that.
look like it does. The game just doesn't look like is any improvement over Miles, which was cross gen.
Nope.
So that's the first thing I didn't like. We've heard all of these things about how it's gonna have the multiverse involved and it's gonna be rifts and stuff like that, similar to Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, and that's gonna be the big change in New York City. Maybe they're holding it close to the vest, but I can only go based off of what you showed me. Based off of what you showed me, it's samey. It didn't look that the world didn't look that much different. Now Queens did look good. I like how they kept it realistic to Queens, um, where you have a bunch of low houses and it's not a bunch of buildings, which I'm sure will encourage more parkour when you're exploring Queens, or when you're in Queens, you won't be able to swing, which it adds a different gameplay dynamic. But the symbiote suit did not look good. Now the symbiote suit, it's been written a couple ways, but usually it lays over the outfit or it blends in with the outfit. This symbiote suit
It's
in
his
this
own thing.
presentation, it looked like it was like on top of the outfit. Like it looked like you could still see like certain ripples of Spider-Man's mask and stuff, but it just looked weird. It just didn't look good at all. I did like some of the combat I seen with the symbiote suit. You get obviously you're gonna get additional length at the sacrifice of power. I did like how now one of the gadgets, Miles can make a zip line and walk across to gain different vantage points when you're doing stealth. I don't like how most of it basically looked on rails in this presentation because they giving away too much story and they're focusing on the story too much. In a presentation, get like Alyssa said, give us 20 minutes or 10 minutes of gameplay. If you didn't want it to be that long, just give me 3 minutes of Spider-Man fighting, then switch to some swinging, give me some parkour, show me some new gadgets. Let me see if I can walk inside some buildings or y'all have some more interactable things. But they gave away so much story that it had somebody like me feeling like, okay, I've seen this story already. If you're a Spider-Man fan, you've seen this story already. Even in the Amazing Spider-Man 2 game, which was back on Xbox One and PS4, you had Kraven on there, and he was hunting, the lizard and other monsters that were in the city. So it's just like, we've seen this already. You got Kraven's goons, you got Spider-Man chasing the lizard, and then Kraven's goons intercept, and they're trying to get to the lizard as well. It's redundant. I didn't see anything that was like, yo, this shit is fresh and new. I'm super excited, and I'm saying that as a gamer. As a Spider-Man fan, if you ask me, hell yeah, I'm fucking excited. This is my game of the year. I can't wait till this shit come out. I'm gonna beat it 5 times. I'm gonna stream it. I'm gonna do a review. It's gonna be crazy. I'm gonna spend all of my life on this damn game. But just as a gamer, I have to put my bias to the side and be realistic about the situation. It looked too on rails from what they showed. They gave away too much of the story. The symbiote suit did not look good. The gameplay looked nothing different. The graphics looked like Miles Morales. It looked like this game did not. They could have put this shit on PS4. Unless they holding a bunch of shit close to the vest, like the multiverse rifts and different stuff like that, they could have put this shit on PS4. Now, we didn't see Venom, which, okay, I'm fine with that. But the first CGI trailer you showed us was dark. You had Venom coming off the alley, and it looked like, okay, at least if they're not going to have day and night cycles, or they're not going to reinvent the wheel, at least have most of this game take place at night so we can see the impact that Venom has on the city. You had trash floating down the street. It looked visceral. It looked more gritty. Like it was going to be really dangerous and really gritty. This was the complete fucking opposite of what y'all showed us. I didn't see no nighttime, which would have been the perfect thing to show because it's different. Oh, I just don't know what the fuck is going on at PlayStation right now, man. They didn't show any other first party games except the one that was, Haven, but that's not AAA. You didn't show Stellar Blade. You didn't show Last of Us Factions. You didn't have any surprise reveals. You didn't bring anything back. You didn't show us the future of what you have as far as first person shooting. Okay, you showed us a fucking Destiny expansion. What the fucking do? We don't care. We don't care. That game is old as shit at this point. I just don't understand what they were doing. Did y'all not take it serious? Or maybe my other theory, which I didn't get to in my space, and I'm glad I didn't, that I held on to it for the pod. And I'm going to ask you, Alyssa, do you think that PlayStation is so scared of this Activision Blizzard deal that they purposely held off on showing a bunch of new exclusives to try to appear a little bit weaker?
No.
In court next week?
Nope.
So you just think that they just ain't have shit ready? So basically what you're saying is they're lazy. Because if there's not no reason for them doing this shit, then I'm going to just assume that they just lazy as fuck.
I personally feel like what's happening with this is that this is what resting on your, what is that 2000? Oh, that's one of my boys. He's in here. You should hear him talking. So I'm gonna be honest with you, right? What they're doing right now is that this is the definition of resting on your laurels. That's what I believe. I feel like they've been on top for a little bit. And they thought that they couldn't do anything wrong. They thought that this was enough. They literally, somebody in the press thought that this was enough. This was enough for them to fucking just release a whole bunch of mid-ass third-party games, and then they will be happy with Spider-Man. I don't think that they are allowing their studios to be mediocre, but I do think that they're a little cocky for sure. I do think that they're a little cocky.
But why not at least have? Why not at least just have like a teaser? If you're not ready to show gameplay, they can at least say the Last of Us factions development is going great. Here's a look at some of the gunplay or something. Here's a look at your character, your avatar exploring one of the environments we had, and look at the fidelity in the wildlife that we had. Or you know what? Let's show another Stellar Blade trailer, just a little something, just to hold them over. Like, what do they? I just don't understand. Let's show something. Let's give an update on Wolverine. Let them know that we're looking to release this game in winter 2024. So stay tuned, and we're going to show gameplay at the end of the year. They could have done a lot of different things.
Well, Stellar Blade was going to be shown with the mix of the game that they released. They're showing too much yams. You already know about the diversity, equity, and inclusion type shit that they have going on. They can't mix that together.
No Horizon multiplayer either. I didn't.
No nothing. No nothing. No nothing. You know what I mean? This was a major L. You didn't explain how he got the symbiote outfit. It just looks thrown together. He just pops up out of nowhere. It was like, yeah, I have it. So what? You know what I'm saying? Where did you get it? Even with the cartoon, they showed you that the fucking shit came from the spaceship. You know what I'm saying? They introduced it a little bit, but this was just like, well, I don't need to explain that shit. I just need to show Miles Morales and Peter Parker together fighting because that's what people want to see, and I'm gonna have the same like fucking chase. That shit looks horrible. I'm looking at it now. That water looks awful.
Like they did the opposite of like what you would think they would do. Like when you showing this presentation, you would like to think that okay, we have one of the most popular anti-heroes / Marvel superheroes of all time in Venom. This ain't Kraven, this ain't the Vulture, this is Venom. Venom has 2 movies with a third coming. They have a whole Spider-Verse, line of movies playing. They got a Kraven movie that's coming out next year. All these different movies and stuff. So you would think that they would continue to show, okay, let's just show a quick, maybe the first interaction Spider-Man and Miles had with Venom, in some real gameplay. Maybe it's a chase or something. Anything to build upon that hype. But instead of doing that, what you decided to do was show Kraven and a lizard. So not only did you spoil 2 of the other villains in the game.
Are they doing the Sinister Six?
I feel like it's leading to that, but you had the Sinister Six in the first game, minus the lizard.
That's what I'm
So
saying.
What the fuck are they doing?
But I don't think I think they're not together though. Maybe. I don't know, man. Like I said, I'm looking at this shit. None of this was impressive. This looks too close to my. And you know what? I'm gonna tag you in this shit too. This shit looks so close to Miles Morales, like you said. Like shameful. I don't think that they're scared of Microsoft at all. This is just like I have a whole bunch of games we know we do, and we don't need to really show you.
Microsoft ain't fucking around with them next month. I can tell you that now. They already put the tweet out showing all the multiplats that PlayStation showed today, saying, "Yeah, we got a lot of games coming." Just shooting that PlayStation.
Yo, when they do this,
the right thing to do.
When they do this,
literally while we were in the space, they put a tweet out, and I retweeted it on my page, and it had all of the multiplats, Metal Gear Solid, and Alan Wake 2, and it was like, yeah, gaming is good, with a big picture. It was like 12 games on it, and they basically saying, yeah, y'all had nothing, but we got them shits too. So what are you showing? And they're not gonna fuck around. This is the thing. Now that Microsoft, PlayStation got this shit out the way, and they know that the reception is bad, they know this shit was trash, they about to throw it all at the wall. I think they in the boardroom rewriting that shit now as we speak. I truly think they're gonna crush this shit because it was so bad.
No, you just want them to. And it's not
I don't want them to. What I want is my fucking Spider-Man game to be good. I want them to make a Marvel's Venom game. I want to see some gameplay from Wolverine and Stellar Blade and Last of Us Factions. That's what I want. But I didn't get anything I wanted besides Spider-Man gameplay, which is not the worst. I don't want to sound like it's the worst thing in the world. Look, the game looks really good. It's gonna sell like crazy. I'm excited for it. But if that's all you giving me, like people say, oh well, PlayStation only has this one game for the whole year, and we was like, nah, obviously PlayStation got another big AAA game coming out the year. That doesn't even make any sense. Well, after today, I'm not so sure.
They don't need to have it because they have Final Fantasy.
Let's be realistic, and Final Fantasy is one of my favorite franchises. Let's be realistic. Final Fantasy is not about to blow the socks. It's not about to do crazy numbers, yo. It's just not.
I think it will.
The remake did $4 million for 7. So what are we looking at for Final Fantasy 16? If the most popular Final Fantasy game did $4 million, it's probably at maybe 5 or 6. But if you capping out at that, what are we looking at for 16? Which the hardcore Final Fantasy niggas is not buying 16. I can tell you that now. They're not buying 16 because it looks too much like Devil May Cry. They've already made that decision. So what are we looking at with this game?
I think they will. Never underestimate like fanboys.
I don't think I just don't see this game hitting, 8 million in the first year. I see it maybe doing 5 or 6 the first year. I just don't see it being.
I think it will.
That. You think it will?
Mm-hmm.
Nah, I don't think so, man.
You see the picture I just sent you?
You have Final Fantasy and Spider-Man. Like, what? Is that a good year?
No, do you see a picture I just sent you?
Oh, let me see. I got it. Let me see.
Watch me. I got it.
Let me see. So which? Oh no, I see the icon on the map. So that's a mission objective. So the top. I was about to ask you which one is Miles. Mm-hmm. Obviously, the top is Miles because I see the mission marker on the map.
Mm-hmm.
And the bottom is okay. Yeah, it just doesn't look. I would actually argue that the top one looks better.
It's a different time of day.
Maybe it's just the lighting though. It's probably just the lighting. I'm not gonna say it actually looks better, but come on, man. I'm hurt, man. I'm gonna watch the trailer again while I eat my dinner because I want to see it in 4K. And I didn't watch it with volume. I didn't get to hear the volume because I was in the space and trying to moderate. But I'm gonna watch it with the volume and really.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
I gotta watch it, bro. I have to watch it again in 4K.
We caught them in 4K though.
Yeah, they got caught when they pants down. No, I don't want to say no. You feel me? H. Pause. I'll say pause because I'm not trying to get canceled. Okay, buddy? Pause.
I mean, it's fun.
Choose your words wisely. Or you out here.
I was like,
damn, yo. I don't even know what to say, man. Like.
That's why when you said it looked like I was like I've played Spider-Man, the PS4 version, and I was in my head I was thinking about that.
Man,
you wanted it. Y'all wanted it. All of y'all wanted it. Y'all try to force people. What are you gonna do? Showcase? When? You gonna let them do you like that?
Listen, and we can read the receipt. This is why I have said numerous amount of times. I really don't care for a showcase. Just give me dates. And this is exactly why. Because since the first showcase they ever did, like in the spring of 2020 when the PS5 was coming, and they showed fucking Miles and Lord of the Ring Gollum, and they showed Final Fantasy 16 for the first time, and they showed Godfall, and they had the God of War Ragnarok teaser. That was the best showcase that they've done this generation. Ever since then, it's been bullshit, yo. The showcases have been basically indie games and third-party shit. That's why I don't give a fuck about no Sony, no showcases.
Listen, you should be glad that they have to. They are the only company that's including us in video games.
Oh my
because
god.
that's all that matters.
Well, that's what they think. It seems to be that's what they think.
You're looking like, yo, all we gotta do is get these niggas. We good.
And I see why I see why there's no co-op in this game. I see why there's no co-op in this game.
It can't.
Because what the fuck is the second person gonna do? What are they gonna do? Hold the fucking controller and watch the cutscene? What would
Yep.
be the point of even having co-op in this game?
Yep. You want it. You want it.
I'm scared for Wolverine. I'm gonna just put this out there. I'm fucking terrified for Wolverine.
Maybe they have too much on their plate.
But what I don't understand that sentiment because what are they putting out? They're not putting anything out. They only have a Haven game confirmed, and they have Spider-Man confirmed. With these 2 Square Enix titles this year that they didn't develop that are exclusive. Okay, cool. But what else is on their hands so bad that they just could not come together and show Stellar Blade and Last of Us Factions? And I don't understand.
They were getting their bag from third party. It was like, yo, you want your game to be shown? Give us the money and we put it out there. They focus too much on business. Too much.
Listen, I'm glad I'm doing this today because I'm starting to feel worse and worse about a fucking minute. My throat is about to be on fire. Pause. So I'm glad I'm doing this today instead of the normal Friday. But I just don't understand. Now, thankfully, this month we have an explosion of games. An explosion. This month may be one of the most stacked months in recent history. There's something every week. Street Fighter next week. Week after that, we got Diablo. A week and a half after that, we got Final Fantasy 16. In the same week, we got AEW Fight Forever, which is the fucking first wrestling game in fucking a decade that is not WWE. So that should be exciting. Then in July, we go back to having a slow month. Unless you're a Nintendo fan, you got Pikmin 4 coming out. Another sequel. I don't give a fuck about no Pikmin at this point.
So why do you care about Sony stuff?
It's not that I care so much. It's just about the fact that I feel like they are being lazy because some of the stuff I'm truly interested in. The Last of Us Factions, to be honest, I'm not looking forward to that game the most. I'm not a big Last of Us fan. But I want to see some gameplay of it because I know that y'all working on it. I know it's coming. Stellar Blade, I love JRPGs. I'm interested. I'm really interested in that game. I really want to see gameplay, a full, 5-minute presentation of that game. I want a date on that game. Why is that not there? Wolverine, obviously, I'm a huge comic book fan. I want to know when that's coming out. I want to at least see a character model. If they would have just showed a character model of Wolverine, I'd have been satisfied. But it just seems like they're not interested in showing anything that they are working on.
Herman Host was like, I'm truly inspired. Inspired by what? Show it.
Yeah, like what the fuck? I
Let me
just
see.
don't get it.
I'm truly inspired. Let me see it.
I just don't know, man. I look, PlayStation is looking shaky to me. It's looking shaky right now, and Xbox could be looking shaky too. But I just have a feeling that Phil Spencer knows how bad he fucked up. He know how bad he look right now, and I just have a feeling that they're gonna come out. They're gonna show some Hellblade 2 actual gameplay. They're gonna show some Avowed gameplay. They're gonna reassure us that development on Fable is going good. They're gonna reassure us that Perfect Dark is coming. They're gonna have some Halo Infinite updates. They're gonna give us a date for Forza. They're gonna give us a date for Gears of War Marcus Phoenix collection. They're gonna have the Starfield presentation, which I hope to God they polished up, because if not, you're done this year. But other than that, they're gonna tell us Alan Wake is coming to Game Pass. They're gonna tell us that one of these fucking new Souls ripoff games is coming to Game Pass. They are not gonna fuck around because listen, all they gotta do is the bare minimum. Literally, if they show Starfield gameplay and it looks half decent, they give us a date for Hellblade, they give us a date for Avowed, you've won. At the showcase, you had a better showcase than that.
The fact that they had the audacity to put that fucking Gran Turismo movie in there.
Bro, oh my god, we didn't even talk about that. Bro, that was a slap in the fucking face to gamers. But it just shows where their mind is. It just shows exactly, that is the symbolism of the state of play. Literally, no pun intended. The state of play right now for PlayStation. They are focused on movies. They're focused on movie experiences and video games. They're focused on entertainment. I truly don't think that they are focused on presenting the best gaming experiences to gamers. I don't think that's their focus right now. I just don't.
What do you think it is?
I think their focus is on maximizing profit in movies and shows. Like they got a Horizon show, they got a Horizon anime coming out, they got the Gran Turismo movie coming out, they got a God of War show coming out. I really think that they're just focusing on TV and movie right now, and they are combining the cinematic experience with the games so they can move you over to the big screen.
Nah, that's not what they're doing.
What they doing?
I just think they miscalculated. They thought that's what I think. They were like, okay, cool, we're gonna show you. They must have done like an internal testing. It was like, yo, people want to see Peter Parker overtaken by the symbiote, and that's going to tide us over.
Then why they didn't just do a fucking Spider-Man State of Play? That would have been better than this.
Y'all kept rushing people. All them fans kept rushing people. Come on, it's been 3 years. Why you doing it like that? Why? That's what y'all, not you, but how long we gotta wait? I'm tired of playing all these third-party games. I want to sit on Netflix. And it was like, well, fuck it. You twist our hand. Here you go. Have fun. All I gotta do is show Spider-Man. Y'all should be good. And they must have They miscalculated.
We have to do some investigative work. We gotta figure out
they need to do. I was telling my friend. They need to do a state of emergency next month. This needs a redo. Like all the people from Target put all that LGBT shit all over the place. Yeah. And then they got caught up and they were like, we need an emergency meeting, and they just start putting that shit all the way in the back of the stores. And they need to do that shit with PlayStation Showcase. So they need to do an emergency meeting, and they see the flavor, they see the temperature right now. People are fucking livid. The fuck was that? Who's that guy from YouTube? The fuck is that? They miscalculated. They thought that we were going to be pacified by some fucking venom, and then they had more time. No, they didn't. What's going on, Devil? They didn't have more time. It's over for you.
I'm not gonna look too deep into this.
But I wouldn't look too deep in it because they are literally making games, all of them.
Yeah,
I guarantee because what they said is a PlayStation Showcase, right? That's what they said. They didn't say the future of PlayStation or anything. They said PlayStation Showcase. But there were so many leakers that was like, yo, this is going to blow your balls off. Where? Oh,
man.
What's
the point of showing a 6-year-old PC game and tear it down? I just want to know who's making the decision. That's all. Just let me know who made the decision on this showcase. I just want to know so we can criticize the right people.
Gordon Ramsay. He did it. We let the games do the talking. Your games didn't say.
Yo, if you look at this list that they showed, like 30% of this list is VR shit.
This dude said, "Symbiote Spider-Man, I'm good." See, this is the reason why it sucked. People like you. They did a testing. What you call that? Internal testing. They was like, yo, 4 out of 5 people say that they'd be happy with just Spider-Man showing, and that's what we're gonna do. The bare fucking minimum.
Who said, yo? They must have pulled the wrong people. They must have pulled the wrong people because I would have said, look, let's show some nighttime gameplay. Let's show the first interaction between, the Spider-Man and Venom. That's all and I would have said, look, it don't even need to be a full 10 minutes or 5 minutes or however long it was. Just show 1 minute of the Spider-Man fighting Venom in the dark at nighttime. Just show that and blow everybody's fucking mind. Because at least then you can hide some aspects of the game. At least then we can't look at the suit in the daytime and say, hold up, this looks exactly the fucking same as Miles. It's no difference. It's like they didn't even try.
It's a shame. It's a shame. They say, "Oh no, people like me. I'm hurt." I mean, you can like mediocrity. I mean, you like Elden Ring. It's pretty on brand for you, Devil.
And where was Black Myth Wukong? They've been showing that game for 3 years now. Maybe they did a deal with Microsoft or something. I don't know. I've been hearing that, but I don't know, man. Like,
I don't know. They was like,
what was that fake ass? What was that Splatoon game, yo? I gotta look back at that.
Oh, Bubbles.
That's what it was called?
No.
I gotta maybe it was Foam Stars. I'm looking at the list now. Maybe it was Foam Stars. That looked cool, but again, bro, like, are you serious? Yeah, it was Foam Stars. Foam Stars is the Persona Splatoon game we've been waiting for. Oh my gosh. Listen, man. My throat hurt. I'm about to eat dinner. Listen. Do you have give the people your final thoughts, man? And then we out, man. Final thoughts from Illicit Therapy. Let's go.
Oh man, I'm sorry. I'm looking at Black Girl Games. The protagonist of Alan Wake is a black woman with tears.
They need to read that back, what they just said, and understand how that doesn't make any sense.
Look, no factions, no first party. How did Herman Hulst say that I left Santa Monica Studios and was like, I was inspired? You know what I mean? And it's one of those things. It's one of those things. It's terrible that they have all these studios and they are supposedly doing something, but we don't know what they're doing at all. You know? So that's my final thoughts. Stay tuned for an emergency fucking exclusive podcast or exclusive showcase from Sony.
I can't wait for your space Saturday. I'm interested to see what the topic is going to be. Cause
it ain't gonna be this.
This showcase has just given us a lot of things to talk about for the future. It's just a lot of different things to talk about with this showcase, and not even necessarily like the games or like Sony specifically, but it just gave credence to like a lot of new topics that we can talk about. I'm sure the PlayStation handheld is going to be a big topic, and yeah, man. Listen, without further ado, man, Chrono Nexus episode 10. That showcase sucked. If you listening to this, go check it out for yourself. I'm not going to tell you not to go watch it. Alyssa might tell you not to waste your time, but
no, if you have something better to do, then do that.
Yeah, honestly, if you have anything better to do, like
you got some chores to do, you got some laundry to do. That's a better prospect than watching this. As a matter of fact, maybe you can kill two birds with one stone. If you're curious about the showcase, just watch the showcase, and I guess you could just watch the showcase and wash dishes or fold your laundry.
Yeah, anything, because I wasted a whole day of ranking up.
I ain't gonna lie. I called out today. Not called out, but I used this day as a vacation day. My expectations were very low. I was expecting an Atreus DLC, and I was hoping for Killzone. That was my whole thing. I was like, if I didn't see it, at least I'm going to see factions or the many different other games as a service games. And I saw none of that.
My expectation was even lower. I said from the jump, all I want is a date for Spider-Man, and the rest of it, everybody else can have. I didn't even get that. I didn't even get a date for the only PlayStation Studios game I care about this year. So it's just like, but listen, we can spend another hour bashing these fuck niggas. Listen, go follow Illicit Therapy. Go subscribe to him on YouTube. Go follow him on Twitter, Sir303. Make sure y'all follow me, 299 Gaming Man. Tap in with the pod. We appreciate y'all, and we are out.
Peace.